again. It's Simon from Tabletop Divinitatus, and today, as I said on the posts that I put out, that I'm going to be doing this video. Is just a random chat about the battle report that we put out last week, and just going over my thoughts and feelings of the game now that I've properly played it in a not competitive, but against a proper opponent, and got a feel for what the game's actually like at real speed, and just how I feel about it, and the stuff that I like that was different, and stuff that I don't like, and all that, and just having a chat about what I think's going to work quite well and stuff like that. Yeah, so raise them and sink them, and let's have another. Can't remember what that's off. That's off something, that is. That quote. Raise them and sink them, and let's have another. Can't remember. Anyway, so if you haven't watched the battle report that we put out last week, give that a watch first. Just pause this one, flip over to that one, give it a watch, and then you'll know a little bit more about what I'm talking about. If you want to skip that, if you want to watch this first, and then kind of like reading the end of the book and then reading the book beginning, do that. It's completely up to you. Don't care. You do you. You hobby your hobby and shit. It's got no bones to me. So, Heresy 3.0. It was a really good game that we played. Obviously, we played like a classic matchup of Imperial Fists versus Iron Warriors, and the two lists did feel very different, and they did. I was more of a gunline shooting army, and Jack's Imperial Fists had some clobber up close and personal, and obviously Sigismund in there was not messing about. So there will be spoilers in this, by the way, so obviously spoilers. Sig is a beast. Sig is a good character. I know I killed him, and I did kill him in the end. I mean, there's only so many. If you've got like 40 something Volkite shots coming, you're gonna roll ones. It's gonna happen. You're gonna roll ones, and eventually you'll get tickled down to 0. So anyway, let's kind of break it down from beginning to end. Maybe that's a better way of looking at it. Let's look at it beginning to end. Beginning, army building, army selection. Let's start there. I still really like it. Don't care about what anybody says. I think it's better. I managed to field 6 heavy units, 4 heavy squads, heavy weapon squads, and 2 tanks. 6. I wouldn't have been able to do that in 2.0. No, wouldn't be able to do it. So there you go. Here's one thing that I like. And that felt like a thematic build of a list for Iron Warriors. And I really like how you have to have officers doing jobs. Even if it's a bog standard line officer doing a job, that feels real and right to me. It ain't just one guy controlling everyone. You need not just stupid sergeants. You need line officers to control troops or to control units, and I like that. I like how that goes off, and how they become more important, and you can build them however you want. Like they don't have to be beasts in combat. They don't have to be wicked shooters. They can literally just sit at the back and do F all, like a Master of Signal or whatever. You don't have to kit them out and stuff. They just have to do their job, which is what it should be. Not everyone's a master of everything, are they? Do your job. So I like that. I like how you build your force. I think it works. You have to really think about it, and you do. You can't just get away with like, oh, this and this done. I do really like that, and I know we've lost things with the Rites of War, some of the theme builds, but I think they're coming back anyway. So yeah, I like that. I like the way you put your army together, and it feels like you're getting I don't know if stuff's had a points reduction much, or if you're just getting more bang for your buck with it, kind of thing. But it seemed to be. We played 2,500 points, and it was full. The table was full. A 6x4 table was full. So, yeah, because you've got to bring your troops, you've got to bring your line guys. So it was full. So that was a good thing for me. I like it. We've talked about terrain. We can talk about terrain all day long. You make your own rules for your terrain. We just ran it a basics kind of, like, if it's light, if it's 5. I don't even call it light and heavy. We look at it and go, oh, that's probably a 5+, or that's probably a 6+, well, that's a 4+. You can barely see them. That's the best way of doing it. You and your opponent just have to come to a compass of like how you do things. And I know it's going to be different in competitive games because you need a proper structure. In tournaments there has to be like a set way of doing it, which is fine. It's not how we'll do it. We do it like we like our way of doing it. So the board, the terrain, army selection, so far, like between edition 1, 2 and 3, I think edition 1's got the terrain better, I think, maybe, can't remember properly, but I think third edition's winning the army selection race. So we've got armies on the board, everybody's there, we've got our forces down. Missions, the mission. Yeah, the mission. I like objectives. I like having something to do. I like a purpose. Is it pushed in a certain direction? Yes, it is. Do you have to build around it? Yes, you do. You have to take into consideration how you're going to score points, which is fair enough. An army has got to figure out how it's going to win a battle. So you need to bring your line, or if you're not doing line as you like your main idea of scoring, and you're using Vanguard, you need to make sure that you're working it that way. I like that. I like the line kind of element of some things score better than others. I like that, because that's what they're meant for. It gives them purpose. Unit purpose. We're bringing that word back again. Unit purpose. I like that. I like it. Our tactical troops matter, because that's where you're going to score the most points. I like how... Vanguard's hard to score, I think. I don't think we really did it, because we didn't really bring many Vanguard-y type units. But I feel that Vanguard might be hard to score sometimes, dependent on what you're up against. So yeah, so the mission and scoring, it was good. I can see like us playing some second edition missions, like War of Lies. I could see us doing that, and you're scoring more at the end in comparison to your line unit. But again, you're going to lose all your Vanguard then, so maybe that doesn't work, thinking about it. So anyway, so there we are. So armies on the table, we've selected our armies, got them on the table, decided about terrain, picked a mission, we're going to play the mission. 3.0 still seems a good game to me. It's all going well. We've got no problems, we can sort out any grey areas, we're all good. Turns then, we've got 4 turns. 4 turns in this mission felt fine. It took us like 6-7 hours to record the game or whatever, and we were busy throughout, but a lot of fact checking, or trying to anyway. I know we got loads wrong. Before you grab me for it, I know we got loads wrong, but that's just part of the learning curve. We had fun, and it was still didn't really impact anything, I don't think, really. Even if it did, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so we got that. Lost my train of thought there completely. It's gone. Anyway, we're going to carry on. So yeah, the missions were fine, and then moving on. And then the turns, that was it, turns, that's what I was talking about. My brain just did a fat fart in my head then, didn't it? It just went, there. It's because I'm having a beer. Raise 'em and sink 'em, and let's have another. What is that quote off? Oh, man. Put it in the comments. If anyone remembers what that quote's from, put it in the comments. So, yeah, the turns. 4 turns felt fine. 5 turns may have gone, I probably would have won going forward, but that doesn't matter. But that Kratos was great. So yeah, so 4 turns felt fine. There was lots going on, lots of scoring, lots of opportunity to move and things like that, get in position. Nothing felt very slow or not able to do what it's meant to do. And obviously with the mobility of tanks now being better and your transport's mattering more, that's a big thing. Rhinos moving up, Land Raiders bolting up. I know we haven't used a Spartan or anything yet, but I could see them being absolutely effing brutal. Yeah, 4 turns seems fine. So if you've played it so far, or if you haven't played it and you're worried about that, don't worry. Give it a go. It will be fine with the missions. So 4 turns. So decided how many turns, playing the game. 2.0 and 3.0 are both Horus Heresy. Hand-to-hand combat works the same way. You roll your weapon skill against weapon skill, blah, 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 blah. It works the same way. Yes, post-combat is very different. Post-combat is very different, but that works the same way. So that's the same game. So you could go from playing 2.0 to 3.0 and you know how to do hand-to-hand combat. Shooting works pretty much the same way. Off your ballistic skill onto the chart works the same way. You could go from 2.0 to 3.0, not a lot's changed apart from your snapshots, which you've got another chart to look at and go, it ain't just 6s now. If I'm a better shot, then my snapshots are better, so you need to remember that. It's just another reference thing that you've got to learn. But in a nutshell, between second and third edition, and first, in reality, really, it works the same. It's the same basic principles of it. Where things kind of like jump up and down between things is post-combat, obviously, in hand-to-hand combat. That's different. It, like, no more like just cutting them down. Initiative roll-off, cut them down. That's a bit janky, and I'm not 100% I like it yet and not. I'll be honest with that. I think I'd prefer you lose the combat, you turn your back, you get stabbed and die. So don't know if that's the best thing, but I need to play it again and get a better feel for it. Obviously we've talked about wound allocation with shooting. I'm sticking to, you can't see it, you can't kill it. Not this like shooting around corners. You can't shoot around corners. Unless there is a gun that shoots around corners. Like a Volkite. Because that, if you wound something, it bounces off. Speaking about that, I know I got a deflag, like I missed the rule about 1,000 times in the game, which is fine. The rule changes with, thing is, like special abilities and words. That's quite annoying at the minute until I've wrapped my brain around it, like the changing of shred and rending and the critical damage stuff. Until I need to really wrap my head around those small changes, because it was a pain a little bit, like thinking your brain's going one way with like shred, and then you're going, oh wait a minute, no it's not, that's not how it works anymore. So then having to rewrite a bit of how you thought things were before. But on that same note, 0 rerolls is brilliant. Wow, that is so much better. You F up a roll, which you can't really help because it's a game of luck or whatever, but if you F it up and roll 8 ones, you've rolled 8 ones. There's no coming back from that. You've fecked it. in our game with the challenge. Siggy nearly effed up in his first round, but then he came out the bag and made all his saves and then fucked me up. But yeah, that's a separate issue. But yeah, so no rerolls is a really good change in this new edition. I like it. It makes it flow. It's better. There's no second chances. You hit, you miss, you miss. So that's good. What else do I think was also another big winner in this edition? Oh yes! Artificer armor on sergeants is gone. Your humble space marine, unless there is an officer, a proper officer in proper armor, because there ain't no bloody way a sergeant's going to be able to give him some effing artificer armor. It'd be a proper officer that had that. So you better stick a proper officer if you're going to be tanking some shots. Otherwise, they're going to die like dogs sometimes. And they do. And that's good. Marines dying like dogs sometimes is good. Makes for a fun game. Makes it matter. Makes you jump into cover. Loads of bolters cracking off everywhere. I like it. It's good. Challenges. Challenges are fun. They're exciting. They're difficult to get your head round. I'm not going to lie. It may have gone quickly on the channel. Half an hour. We were fanning about with that. Must be half an hour trying to get everything sorted in our heads of what was going on, and the gambits and running through them, and then your initiative scores for your focus roll and adding up all the stuff around it. It's a sod. It is. However, it's just a matter of getting used to it and learning it. And once it's in there, you'll be fine. Because it's always going to be the same amount of things going off. There might be a different gambit that allows something different, but it's going to be the same principle. So gambits, challenges, good, but that first couple of attempts at it is a janky and uncomfortable process. But you get there in the end. Really good to see tanks and stuff being so viable and working. The Kratos is brilliant. Armor value 14 is a thing to get through. I think we made some mistakes with the glancing hits at some point. Don't think we figured them out. I don't think we rolled them properly at some point, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I really like tanks have a unit purpose, have a place in the game. I think it's really important for that, because tanks in real warfare are so important. Transportation for your soldiers is really important. We didn't play in this game with any deep strike or with any reserves of any type, and that will be an interesting thing for us to do in our next game. So I can't comment really on that element of 3.0 compared to 2.0, only from the fact that what I've read, and I like the fact that deep striking is more limited, but until we see it on the table, I'm not going to really comment on it. 2+ saves in 3.0 now really matter. Like Jack's Templar Brethren with their 2+ save, it makes you hard as nails, because everything else dies a lot quicker, so your 2+ save makes you hard. So, and it feels better, and I like that. Raise 'em and sink 'em and let's have another. It's gonna wind me up not knowing what that's from. It's really gonna wind me up. Yeah, so 2+ saves, armor, elite troops, brilliant. I didn't really play with any elite troops. I didn't even take any Domitars this time or anything. I played with a very basic kind of gun artillery force, which I think was really good fun, excellent fun. Not slinging out some crazy units, because I mean I had a 10-man Volkite unit, which is fine. paid through the nose for it, points wise. But yeah, it was really fun and thematic, and I really liked it. I can see how an elite force of Terminators, of lots of command squads, of special units, can be absolutely terrifying in a transport and things. Like, dealing with that's gonna be like difficult and fun, but that's what it's meant to be. The unit Templar Brethren are meant to F up a tactical squad because they're better. That's why they're Templar Brethren. That's why they've got all the power swords and stuff. That's their role. That's their unit purpose. That's why you're playing points for. We didn't really do much with Terminators in our game, but again, I can see how much a 2+ save is going to matter, and how much a 4+ invul is going to matter as well against damage 2 stuff. Really important. Damage characteristic, yes, it works. It's fine. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with the elimination of the kind of old school instant death. Don't mind. It's 2 damage, you've got 2 wounds, you die. Fine. That's good. You can still one-shot Terminators. And you can, I suppose you can, with enough shots, like a single round of shooting can finish off a special character, as I did against Sigismund, but that's after Sigismund had ran through my troops. So yeah, no one's invincible, which is good. Now, so we've played the game, we've ran through the game. There are things that we've missed. Psychic stuff, well, I haven't seen any of that. I'm excited for that. I think there's a lot of opportunity for cool stuff to go on with the psychic phase. So there are things that I haven't experienced in the game, but so far, as I've said, the game itself between 2nd and 3rd edition isn't a million miles off. There's just a lot of extras. You've got your game, now there are extras and deviances from where things used to be. So it is different. Yeah, it is a different game on the same basic principles. You just have to learn new principles. Is that right? New principles or new extras? Basic principles, but you've got to learn new extras. Something like that. What I have taken away from it more than anything is how I'm going to build my armies, how I'm going to utilise my armies, how I'm going to use that flexibility in the force org chart to make armies and to score more points. Because there were points in the game where I thought I was going to score more points and then I didn't. Rushing onto objectives is a thing, but again, that opens you up to being very vulnerable to counterfire. And I think our game ended like 34-29. I wasn't a million miles off after losing the first turn and not scoring enough early on. I wasn't a million miles off. And it never felt like it was out of reach. Even on the very last turn, I could have fluked it. Even though the points were like out there, I could have fluked it. So I'm going off just this first game. So it still feels like a close game. That no one's running away with it yet. Unless I think the people that will run away the games against other opponents is poor army planning. Will make you get wiped out and blown out by points. I think that is why you lose so big. I can see that being the reason. Not bringing enough line, not understanding scoring principles, not understanding unit purpose. I think that's what makes you, that's what will make you lose games by a bigger margin. That principle. Things I'm looking forward to though. I'm looking forward to flyers, getting some of them in. I'm looking forward to doing some specific unit stuff with my Marines. I'm looking forward to doing my Blood Angels eventually with some new units. Looking forward to fielding some nice tanks. I've got some really good stuff for my Ultramarines that I'd like to field. But more than anything, and what will be on the channel for the next battle report, I will be fielding my Solar Auxilia army. And I truly think that the Solar could be the best faction in the game. I'm going to try and prove it when we do the next battle report, but I really do think, now I've played the Marines and I understand the game and know what's going on, I really think that Solar have a time to shine. And I'm going to go through this on another video. I'm going to go through the army that I'm going to build, to put together. I mean, I've got it built, it's in there, but in this stack of boxes, I've got my force set. But the other things I'm going to add to it, I'm going to go through how I'm going to build the army, or what choices I'm going to make, and why they are going to be exceptionally difficult to beat. Now, the old editions, Marines were top banana. Your Marine armies were the ones that you got to beat. Mechanicum had their place. Knights were a top thing for a while, but then like they tailed off in second edition. Solar's never really had that top tier place of, like, if you compared it to any like Legion, you'd always go, well, the Legion, if you built it properly, it's going to win. Now, I truly think that you build a Solar list properly, you're going to score a buttload of points. You're going to be massively difficult to score Vanguard against because there's going to be too many of you. Your tanks are double hard, and you've got so much flexibility in how you build your force. You are going to drown, totally drown Space Marine armies. They're not going to stand a chance once you start getting it down. And I'm going to prove it. And I don't care who I have to fight out there with my Solar, with the Grand Britannia cohort, I'll take it down. I think Jack's already agreed that he's going to bring a Space Marine army for me to fight. And I don't know whether I'm going to be, it don't matter if I'm traitor or loyalist, it'll be my Solar, taking them down to Pound Town. But yeah, so in a nutshell, because I don't want it to be a massive long video, half an hour is about right. The game's good. It was really good fun. I really enjoyed it. It's not drastically like a whole new world. A whole new world compared to second edition. It's different. It takes some learning. There are kinks that you need to get through. It's a learning curve. Get through it. It's fun. And then if you don't like it, do what I do sometimes and do Napoleonic miniatures. Look at that. Look how tiny those are. They're tiny, they are. Do that if your brains can't hack it. Play some Napoleonics, because that's great fun. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you've not liked and subscribed so far, please do. Please subscribe. It's good. I think we're about 640 odd, I think now, subscribers, which is incredible to say. I do this out of my shed for fun. It's mint. It's absolutely great. So more subscribers would be brilliant, so I could just show off a bit and go, look at me with all my subscribers. And I'll do more content. And I'll do some, like I said, I'm going to do the next video that I'm doing an army build for Solar. Army build, I'm going to go through the process. I'm going to show you the warriors which are going to be involved and how they are going to win their next battle. How Sir Douglas Townsend, Grand Marshal of the Grand Britannia cohort, is going to take the enemy down. So yeah, have a great evening, wherever you are in the world, and keep on wargaming, keep on enjoying this wonderful hobby, no matter which one you do, and enjoy it. And it's fun, because I know the world at the moment is hard and it's tough, and like finances and just society is just getting people down at the moment. And you know what, raise your flag, be proud of whoever you are. Yeah, I'm British, but if you're American, if you're Norwegian, whatever, be proud of where you're from. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again soon for a Solar army build. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. from Tabletop, Divinitatus. Woobity woobity woo. Bye.